You want to attract your dream fans and your dream students. You want a community of people who are really interested in what it is that you're doing. Big news. Recently, I hit 2,000 followers on Instagram. Now, that may not seem very much to you. It certainly doesn't seem like very much to my teenager. But for me, it's actually a big deal because I started with zero, as we all did. But for a long time, I didn't have very many followers. I didn't have a clue how to grow on Instagram. And that's why this video is going to teach you really how to do that. And not just with any old followers, but with organic followers who actually want to engage with you. You want to attract your dream fans and your dream students, right? You want a community of people who are really interested in what it is that you're doing, in your music, in your art, in your music studio, whatever it is you're doing. It's super important that you are attracting quality followers and not just any old followers, right? Hi, I'm Fiona, and I'm your business coach for all things mindset, marketing, and monetization, specifically for performing artists. You can subscribe to my channel here, follow me on Instagram, where I do lots of mini trainings, and definitely join my free Facebook group. Remember, I created it especially for performing artists like you. So let's dive in with 5 tips for attracting the kind of quality followers that you really want in your audience. And tip number 1 follows up on that word quality. You have to create quality content. It is not enough, especially not in 2022, to just put up some fun photos from your show, from your recent show, you in costume and that's it. How does that relate to your fan? How does that relate to your student? You can't just show behind the scenes or you at a bar drinking a pina colada. It's not enough anymore, right? So instead, you've really got to create some kind of quality content that is designed for your ideal student or your dream fan or the decision makers that might give you the roles or the gigs. You've got to create quality content that inspires, educates, and entertains. It doesn't have to do all 3 of those things at once, but definitely you need to hit at least one of those buckets each time you post. So really think about what is it that would attract your audience? Who is it you're trying to attract? Is it dream students? Is it dream fans? Is it decision makers in your industry? Who are you trying to attract? And then what kind of content would they appreciate? And then start putting out that kind of content. Now, here's the thing about your content. Valuable quality content is definitely what is going to attract your audience. But in order to actually monetize and make money, that's not the final answer. And that's stuff that I talk about actually in the free 2-hour masterclass. You can find the link in the description, okay? But in this video, we're talking about just how do you attract your followers, not how you monetize them. So quality content, valuable content, this is the starting place for attracting your dream followers. Now, number 2 is to create a personal brand, and this comes right out of what we were just talking about. Part of having a personal brand is actually knowing who it is that you're wanting to attract, but it goes a lot deeper than that, and it definitely goes deeper than the colors and the fonts. Now, I do encourage you to pick colors and fonts and be consistent with them across platforms, but you also really need to know what is it that you stand for, what is it that you want your account to do, why is it you want to attract these people in the first place, what is it that you're giving to them, and honestly, how is it that you're here to change the world? And I don't mean that, I'm not really joking. I don't mean that casually, I mean it seriously. Why are you here? Why should we pay attention? That's your personal brand, okay? Now, tip 3 is consistency. If you just post once every blue moon, your followers are not really going to stick around, right? And new followers who come in, they're going to try to binge your content and be like, well, where's the content? Why should I follow? So you definitely want consistency to the point where you've built a library of bingeable content. This is huge. It's one of the reasons that my client went viral on YouTube and grew her subscriber base by, I've lost count, 5,000 in like a week or two. Because once one of her videos went viral, there was a whole library of quality content for the new subscribers to binge on and say, yeah, I want more of this, hit subscribe. So you need the same thing on Instagram or anywhere else. You need a library of quality content. So there's that quality again, and then the consistency that there's enough of it so that people have a reason to stick around. Make sense? Now, tip 4 is really one of my favorites, and this is about building community. So there's a lot of things that go into building community in terms of growing your follower count. And part of it is simply engaging with others, right? It's making people believe, because it's true, that you actually want to connect with them, that you're not just there to take, but you're also there to give. So part of your giving, a big part of it, is putting out that quality content. But another part of it is simply engaging and having conversations, sharing other people's content before they've shared yours, commenting on other people's posts before they've commented on yours. This is the kind of generous spirit that creates community. Now, one of the great things about this kind of engagement strategy where you are naturally and organically building community is that as you're figuring out some of the other stuff in terms of your personal brand, in terms of how to create quality content, you can actually also be doing this before you've got all of that figured out. Just creating relationship with the people who you think would be ideal for your audience. Doesn't that sound good? And then as it all starts to come together, you're clear about your niche, you're clear about your branding, you're creating the most quality content. You also, along the way, have been building this wonderful, warm audience of engaged, connected people in your community. Now, the last tip is frequency. And I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but truth be told, the more frequently you post, the more eyeballs are going to come to your account. And so frequency is huge. Just the frequency itself is going to increase your reach. And yes, in terms of growing and getting more eyeballs to your account, Reels, that's a bonus tip, but I mean, everyone knows at this point, right? Reels are going to increase your reach. We're talking in this video really about the long process of building a truly engaged, warm audience that ultimately will be primed and ready to buy from you. So that is being consistent, creating community, developing your own personal brand, quality content, and then last but not least, frequency. Now that does not mean I want you to burn out, especially if you are currently a team of one. If you're a team of one, there's only so much you can do, and you can watch this video about really how consistent do you need to be. But at the end of the day, more frequent is better in terms of that follower growth. However, I define consistency as showing up again. So I don't mean that you have to consistently be posting it 3 times a day like Gary Vee or someone like that. I just mean that you're posting consistently, and then when you stop posting consistently, because we all do for whatever reason, life happens, that you just start again. To me, that's consistent. Now, here's the thing. Like I said earlier, this is how you build a warm, engaged audience. But monetizing your audience is a whole nother story. That involves learning how to sell, learning how to write conversion copy. I'm sure I'm going to do another video on those topics in the future. But in the meantime, definitely check out that free 2-hour masterclass all about social media, mindset marketing, and monetization. I started monetizing my follower base when I had 500 followers. I made my first $500 from the internet, from Instagram, when I had 500 followers. So it's not about how many followers you have, it's truly about the quality of those followers. And that's what this video is designed to teach you how to do. Cool? Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Let me know in the comments if you have ideas for future videos. Definitely head on over to Instagram and give me a follow and introduce yourself in the DMs and join my free Facebook group. I made it especially for performing artists. I hope that you're ready now to truly show up on Instagram and know that at the end of the day, it is worth the effort. Now, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and watch these videos next. And as always, go out into the world and let your light shine. You deserve to be heard, and the world deserves to hear you.